People like Chris McDonough from the interview room says that Sheriff Nanos uses a lot of word salad. He says a lot, but he ends up saying nothing. The one thing that he did say, though, that I always side eye is when he said, we were there at the house the night before, the night that Miss Nancy went missing. You were called midday on the Sunday the 1st, right? So I want to find out, does the sheriff know something about how Miss Nancy went missing? Does Sheriff Nanos know something? I'm going to pull tarot to see if I can get a response. If not, we're going to pull the Norman. 5 cards. Does he know something? We're not asking if he was involved, because I really do believe he was involved. I think he's the guy that was in the yard without the pew-pew on the backpack, in my opinion. Okay? Tarot and what we don't see coming. What we don't see coming. You hear something going, so what's going like that? The Star. Hope, healing, guidance, inspiration. 10 of Cups. Love, bliss, family, lasting happiness. Maybe he knew that the family was happy. The Tower. Collapse, upheaval. Then something collapsed. Okay, so Savannah's a star. They were a happy family, but then something collapsed. But does the sheriff know? Perseverance, defense. He's standing strong. No matter how much they attack this man, he's still there. The Empress. Hi, Miss Nancy. Hi, Miss Nancy. I feel so happy whenever I see her pop up in here. She's the Empress and 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords, because that's about feeling trapped, but it's a self-imposed restriction. The 3 of Wands. Progress, expansion, looking ahead. Intuitively, I really do feel like the sheriff is involved, because I feel like the family did it. That's my opinion. No facts to prove it. I'm going to be the first one to come back and tell you if I'm wrong. I don't know who all in the family. I don't think it's just A and T. I don't think it's just them two. I think it's more involved. Maybe even extended family that we know nothing about. But I feel like they were happy. Then there was this thing, and it could just be the disappearances, the Tower moment, right? It could be maybe the family didn't do it. That's the Tower moment. I have to like talk myself out of it all the time. But sheriff is persevering, as Miss Nancy's right here at the end saying, girl, and he saw that growth for his career and his TV show, right? Okay, I'm gonna say 80%. Let's give it a percentage. You can't ever give anything 100%. Maybe the sheriff knows something. So what's my next question? How is Savannah feeling right now? How is Savannah feeling right now? A lot of people, I would say 99% of the population, believe that Savannah is innocent, that she doesn't know what happened to her mom, that maybe she suspects that her sister and brother-in-law could have something to do with it. But I feel like if Savannah had nothing to do with it, she does not suspect that her sister and brother-in-law had anything to do with it. Okay, 1% I believe of the population is thinking they're side-eyeing Savannah. Some people will say it like this, like, I don't like her, I think she's fake. Crocodile tears, like my aunt said, crocodile tears. I started to side-eye Savannah when one day Chris McDonough said, I can rule out Savannah and Cameron right now. I'm like, really? I can't really rule out anybody. And I wasn't even side-eyeing them at the time. But when he said that, something sparked inside of me. Like, I don't know that I can rule all of them out. But right now, we're not asking if they're guilty. We're asking, how's she feeling? How's she doing? Okay, how's she doing? And how are you doing? How are you? One of my favorite content creators, Fumi de Salavood, said, how are you? How are we? How are we? She's African, so she has a really thick African accent. Okay, here we go. What we don't know about, how's she feeling? Is this her husband? Passion, bold, adventure, daring, swift. Michael Feldman. 6 of Cups. Oh, she's very nostalgic right now. She's thinking about their childhood and when they were raised in that house and how happy they were. And then the bad news came about the dad's passing, and What all they endured after that, she's living in the past. She's living in the past. If she's innocent or guilty, she's living in the past. Celebration, homecoming, community. She wants them to find her mom so that they can celebrate her life. But this doesn't say homegoing. This says homecoming. Homecoming. The Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving help. But you're not helping the streamers. Every time she speaks, she has to say something derogatory against the streamers. She's thinking about her money. They're always thinking about the damn money. And strength. She's trying to find the strength either way. Innocent or guilty, she's going to have strength for what's coming her way, okay? So that's how she's feeling, guys. I think that made it clear. Okay? Next question is, how is Annie feeling? There's nothing new in the case, so we have to ask all these random questions. Nothing new in the case going on right now. How is Annie feeling? I used to, in the beginning, I was just dead set. Annie did it. Annie did it. And now I'm feeling a different type of way. 6 months in, I'm feeling differently. I'm feeling like if Annie did it, she wasn't the only one. And I'm not talking about her husband. I'm talking about other family members. That says, yeah, this is the way we could handle putting mom in a home. A lot of people think it's an elimination, that they wanted to unalive her for her money or for inheritance and stuff. There's other ways to get that inheritance. You know what I mean? I feel like they wanted to put her in a home. Like if don't snip my video and go say Barbara said nothing. If the family is involved, I feel like it's because they wanted to put her in a home and she didn't want to go. She was stubborn like my dad. She had a right mind, so she had every way to cuss them out. People could cuss you out without bad words, you know. 5 cards for Annie, guys. And they were like, well, let's play the kidnapping game. And then involved T. This is all in my brain now, okay? My opinion. And T went and hired all these riffraffs, because I still haven't ruled anybody out, even the ones that are suing. I haven't ruled them out. I mean, that's a great way to deflect sue, right? Miss Sue from Alabama. Now let's just have a party. All right, so how is Annie feeling? Oh, she's burdened, overload, stress. She is stressed out. And it could just mean because her mom's missing. It could mean because she don't have no way of making an income. Where are they? Where's Annie and Tommaso? They're not at their house. Where's Cameron? Why is Savannah the only one talking? The King of Swords, authority, discipline, truthful, reliable. I don't know who she has in her life that's that person. That's not Tommaso. And then this is about, she's worried about if there's going to be an arrest or something. The government, the institution, university where she used to work. I mean, everything to do with traditions and stuff like that, right? Ace of Pentacles, she's worried about her money, right? And I don't blame her. She don't have no way of making money. The world, completion, fulfillment, travel. She's traveling somewhere. She's traveling somewhere. Is she in Italy? Because some people said she was in Vermont, right? The King of Wands. Here comes Cameron. Here comes Cameron. Is she with her brother for real though? Should we ask how Cameron's feeling, being that we're asking about the whole family? How's Cameron feeling? How is Cameron doing? Welcome all my new subscribers. You guys, we're like 3/4 of the way to the first leg of monetization at YouTube. I need 500 subscribers and 3,000 watched hours. As of yesterday morning, I had like 2,250 watched hours. So I need what? 750 more. And then for the subscribers, I think I was at 335. So I need 200 and something more. And at that first leg, you guys will be able to give me super chat, super stickers, super thanks, and I can set up a membership. I'd like your opinion down below as to what I can do for the membership. I'm going to set it at the cheapest level, whatever the cheapest level is. If it's $2.99 or $1.99, I don't think they have 99 cents anymore. One level of membership at the cheapest level. Everybody got to get the same thing. If you'd like to see different videos behind a paywall, if you'd like to see more personal reads. Oh, I have a personal read that I did on my son. What she have on her face? And it's about a job. It's about a job opportunity. He's a teacher. And I've saved the video because as things twist and turn, I'm going to do another read for him. And then when it's all settled, for good or for bad, you know, if he gets the job or not, we're going to put the video out. But I'm dating it and stuff. So I think I have the first one that I recorded. So how is Cameron? How are you doing, Cameron? How are you? My Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the world thy hands have made. I did my outfit in the prior video, okay? What we don't see coming. Okay, the moon. This is about illusion, intuition, mystery, premonition. Okay. Five of Swords. Shh, they're fighting. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Did you guys go listen to my daughter's song 2 videos back? I put the link. Not the one that I just put up about Janine Pirro. The one before that. Put the link. The Star. Hope, healing, guidance, inspiration. Okay. He's hoping for something. Temptation, indulgence, addiction. I've never thought about this where Cameron's concerned. You guys comment below, you know. Even if you have a conflicting opinion, there's a way for you to put it nicely in the thing, because then I can read it and go, sometimes it sparks another question. I don't want everybody to just always agree with me. He wants his happy family back. If it's just him and his wife and kids, because I don't know why I feel like they were separated, Cameron and his wife. I feel like JLR is suspecting Cameron too. That's my opinion. Because he's like, I question, where was he? Was he in Tucson? He wants his happy family back. And then here comes Savannah. What the hell? I read on Annie and Cameron showed up for the What We Don't See Coming. I read on Cameron and Savannah shows up. What the hell? It's weird, huh? Okay. All right, so for the Gush, we're going to ask one last question. Is something going to pop off in this case in the next, couple of weeks? Is something new going to pop off in? Because it feels like every time something comes out, like when they release the ransom notes for us to see, that's when the sheriff runs and does an interview, and that's when Savannah jumps on TV with her tears. I'm not going to say what kind of tears I think it is. And I just feel like they're playing in our faces. So is something going to pop off really soon? This is for the Gush. The next couple of weeks soon. I love my plum. I feel like I look good in purple, in Paul, in white. And where did I get Paul from? It's a song. He may not be clothed in purple nor in Paul. What's Paul? Or in the fair white linen that use and babies all. It's about Jesus' birth. I gotta go look up what the hell Paul is and how it's spelled. I'll put it down below when I look it up. But I feel like I look good in greens, in blues, in blue greens, in purple, lavender, lilac, salmon, especially salmon. My Aunt Kathy used to tell me that. Oh my God, you look so beautiful in salmon. Pinks. But I don't feel like I look good in reds and yellows. Although I have a beautiful yellow dress that my mom made for me that every time I wear it, I attract attention. But I think my olive complexion doesn't go so well with the warm colors, mostly the cool colors. What we don't see coming about this case, it's still gonna be boredom, slow as F. 3 of Cups, celebration, friendship, community, maybe? Maybe they're gonna bring Miss Nancy back? Did you ever notice that the sheriff, he can never say definitively that he believes Nancy is dead? And he keeps mixing up their names. Like the last time when he spoke after the notes came out, he said, you saw Nancy, give her speech or whatever, or talked. It's Savannah he wanted to say. Why does he still keep Nancy's name in the present if all these law enforcement people say she's dead? I hate when people come on people panel and go, about this murder. We don't know that it's a murder. You know what I mean? When they asked him point blank and he goes, well, that's the only thing that we don't know. We don't know if she's dead or alive. Your whole law enforcement. What does this tell you? Doesn't everything look like she's on alive, guys? Seriously, I'm asking for a friend because you know me. I'm not asking for me because I still believe she's alive. I keeps hope alive. Illusions, many choices, fantasy. They're gonna feed us some more bull. Here comes Tommaso. I'm done. Just throw the cards away. I'm done. Is they going to arrest Tommaso? King of Swords, authority, discipline, reliable. Okay. Who's that person? FBI? Four of Swords, rest, recover, reflection, retreat. I don't feel like a lot's gonna happen in the next 2 weeks, but they're gonna spoon feed us. They're gonna spoon feed us bullcrap to divert us off the case. But the streamers, they have a set vision. They're gonna show us many other. Look over here, these illusions and delusions. Look over here, no, look over there. Well, we're gonna be celebrating something. And some people are getting bored with the case. They're getting fed up. Like, I feel bad for Jen from, everybody calls them Thornbirds. They can't say Thornbridge X Unfiltered. They say the girl from Thornbirds. That's Maggie. That's not Jen. And she's on this thing because she really believes Nancy's buried over there where those people, that man told those people to go look for that grave. I do believe somebody's buried there, but I don't believe it's Nancy. So I feel for her, because when you're locked on to a thing, that's why I try not to be locked on. When I get locked on, I shut down and I stop reading on it, because I'm too jaded about it. Why Tommaso show up in here when it says what's gonna happen in the next couple of weeks? And did we give the sheriff this? Is this the sheriff? I forget what we gave the sheriff. No, we gave him the emperor, I think. I don't know who the King of Swords is. And who's this? Rest, recovery, reflection, retreat. Okay. We not gonna rest. We not gonna rest. All right, children. Thank you so much for watching, liking. Your shares matter at this moment. You guys are doing everything you need to do for us. It's not me. For us to make it into the monetization game. I've had 3 channels that I've had monetized. One of them lost monetization years ago when YouTube changed their monetization criteria because they said it didn't get enough views. You have to keep up that 4,000 watched hours every 365 days, or they will demonetize your channel without cause. Like you didn't do anything to cause it. You know what I mean? So this would be the 4th channel that I would bring to monetization, but only 2 remains monetized right now. But this would be my 4th channel, and this is just another stream of income along with the other streams of income. You got to juggle, guys. I'm selling books. I'm not selling any merchandise, but I might start selling merchandise. Look how pretty this is. And I don't like t-shirts. So, oh, thank you for staying to the end so I can show you my hat. So originally the hat that I was making for my birthday that had the floral pattern with the little purple flowers on it, this was going to be the side B of that hat. Side A was that pattern that went with my whole outfit. And this was going to be side B, white, black, white, right? Because you could see the white underneath the brim of when I'm wearing it the other way, because my hats are reversible. So my husband got up that morning and he ironed interfacer on this part and on this part, and then he didn't iron the interfacer on this part. He went to the floral pattern, which I had folded and tucked away on the dinner table elsewhere. I don't know what possessed him to get up and ironed on interfacer on that, just the brim of that. I'm like, why? We put the interfacer on one side of the hat only. So he had it split up, so now we had to put interfacer on all of it. And when you have interfacer on both hats, when you merge them together, they get really stiff like a fedora. I want it to be more like a bucket hat, right? So I said, no, this is going to have to be a separate hat. Now, I was working on my template at that point, and I was like shaving it down, doing stuff, because I really need a good template for the hat. And so I had this hat as the cheese that stood alone, and I didn't know what template I used to make it, and it was already sewn together or sewed together or whatever. I'm like, oh God, I hope this is the template. And I just took a stab at it and I picked the right template for side B. So my husband designed side B. So the other hat's put together with the floral pattern, and that has solid white on the inside, just white right through. We went and we got some fat quarters, 1 piece of fat quarter to do the side and the top, right? And then I had some black left over from my little skirt that I did. So this is side B. So when I put the hat on, let me see if you guys can see. All right, so oh my God, this is so beautiful. Oh my God. I don't want him to sew a lot of that threading around because I feel like it's gonna mess up. So when I flip it like that, you see the white. Oh my God, you guys. The preacher from my friend's funeral that I went to the other day, she wants me to make her a hat, but girl, I can barely make it for me with my size head. Her head's bigger than mine. Oh, mon Dieu, beautiful. So when you flip it this way, you see the black. You see how it's designed?